There's a clip of a very small speech that was given on the floor of Congress that you need to see and hear. It's up on TheBlaze.com now. Let me play it for you. This is Congressman Tom Cotton. He's from Arkansas, and he said, there's a few things that we have to look at here. There's a pattern here that maybe we should stop and understand before we make any moves on anything. What is it we've done right? What is it we're doing wrong? Listen to this.
Counterterrorism is often shrouded in secrecy, as it should be. So let us judge by the results. In barely 4 years in office, 5 jihadists have reached their targets in the United States under Barack Obama. The Boston Marathon bomber, the underwear bomber, the Times Square bomber, the Fort Hood shooter, and in my own state, the Little Rock recruiting office shooter. In over 7 years after 9/11, under George W. Bush, how many terrorists reached their target in the United States? 0. We need to ask, why is the Obama administration failing in its mission to stop terrorism before it reaches its targets in the United States?
In no more than 2 sentences, Stu, why is he failing? Why is the administration failing? Why are we having more terrorist strikes?
Less than 2 sentences.
Well, I mean, give me, not a long dissertation. A minute. Give me a minute.
Well, I would say he doesn't take the problem seriously as far as naming the enemy. He's afraid to categorize the actual problem that causes terrorism, and at least the main causes of terrorism as it's hit the United States. And we played the montage of his administration saying they won't even say Islamic extremism.
What is the problem in a minute, Pat? What's the problem?
This. Our enemy is not terrorism because terrorism is but a tactic.
Good. And that is exactly my answer as well. And the one thing that Stu said that I have to disagree with, and I think it was because he was trying to come up with the right, how to phrase the right answer. And so I don't even think you agree with this, was that he doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah, that wasn't the right way to put that.
Yeah.
That's why
he does. He takes the world very seriously. He just happens to believe the bull crap that comes out of his mouth on occasion. And on this one, he really believes that those guys are freedom fighters. He really believes that they are, over in the Middle East, that they're freedom fighters. He is in with the Muslim Brotherhood. Make no mistake, he is in with the Muslim Brotherhood. Do you see the front page of the New York Times today? New York Times has these guys that are the jihadists, the Muslim Brotherhood jihadists that are fighting against Syria. Syria is actually letting people come over and interview these guys in hopes that the world will turn against those jihadists. But that's not what's going to happen. The New York Times holding up and going, well, I don't know. These guys are pretty, look at Syria is really bad. Yeah, Syria is really bad. It's really bad. The Syrian government is awful, just as Mubarak was. But we don't replace awful with even more awful. And that's what's happening. But because this president and all of his counterparts believe that the Muslim Brotherhood they're a bunch of good guys and they're freedom fighters, and hey, whatever they decide. Tonight, I'll show you exactly who these people are. I'll show you the history. I'll show you why you should be afraid that Chechens are now involved. I'll show you why you should really take this seriously, that Russia is somehow or another involved. Why you should take Saudi Arabia and on this particular case and make sure you look at that. Because Saudi Arabia is involved. Well, Saudi Arabia has been involved elsewhere before. Saudi Arabia has changed their tactics a little bit, and so has Al-Qaeda. And you should be very aware of exactly what's going on with what you're about to face if America doesn't wake up.